Brian Benjamin. The Passing Day, inspired by the musical composition of his late mother, composer Alice Stevens, little be known in her life. Brian flipped his mother work.
It's Chloe, your neighbor.
She is now considered to be one of the great.
My God, I can't believe this. It's been years. I just walked through the entire show. It's unbelievable. I'd love to walk through it again with you. I mean, if you were down for that.
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
I just can't believe that my entire childhood I was living next to a bona fide genius. I should have guessed. And your mom, I always heard her playing piano from next door, but I didn't know she wrote the actual music. She was a genius. Hey, so not to be forward, but what are you doing after this? Maybe we could get a drink or something? I'd really love to catch up. I can't believe everything that's happened to you. I want to know all about it.
Now would you look at that? I cannot believe my luck.
आगे फिर से. नहीं, मैंने blink नहीं किया यार.
You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. Oh, the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into it. Whoa! Well, there you are. Well, hello, sir. If I realized I would have cleaned up. I'm just used to fishing up a different class of soul. I mean, sure, I've had scientists, a couple college athletes here or there, but whew, internationally renowned painter? The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. Hey, speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you can help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift. Forget about it. All right, here we go. Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one?
Lonely कहूँगा मैं तो.
His childhood was a lonely one, growing up as a strange, quiet child in an isolated seaside town. And, what did you say your mom was? A composer or an accountant?
Composer.
His mother was a composer who, with the need to support her family, took a job as an accountant.
As an accountant. सही बात.
How would you describe her as a teacher? More encouraging or demanding?
Oh.
Kind of like your champion or more like a taskmaster?
एंड में मुझे थोड़ी सी तसल्ली दी थी. encouraging कहूँगा मैं.
Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was ever encouraging, teaching him to recognize the greatness within. How about the neighbor girl? Huh? What was she to you? Was she your best friend or first love?
First love.
But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day.
आंगन में कासिल के ऊपर.
Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right? See, when he was 12 years old, he got sick, and he had to stay inside for an entire year. In that year, he rediscovered a talent he'd forgotten.
Painting.
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 Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time, he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted
कब ये बोल रहे हैं
into
भाई?
an
Seagulls.
exclusive art school, where he caught the eye of an esteemed professor who launched his work into the national spotlight. Well, be quiet, Ollie. With expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy, which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his
Chop.
masterpiece. I said shut up!
भौंकेगा.
You scumballs! You mucky fowls! All right! I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I had assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you, those things, they're not regular gulls. They're lyre birds. They're what becomes of souls who tried to lie to the gatekeeper. And once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my
Oratory shortcomings.
oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to
Chalega.
get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again.
ये तो वही बिल्ली लग रही है मेरी.
You're a flea-bitten sap, you know that? Just look at him. Poor fool doesn't know what he's in
हम
for.
ऊपर जा रहे हैं. अरे हाँ, हम तो ऊपर जा रहे हैं. ओके. शिट. क्या हो रहा है? क्या हो रहा है?
Think that I haven't dealt with people
उतरी.
like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it.
ओ मेरी आंखों से वो हो रही है, लाइट जल रही है. ओके सही है.
She'd have to dream up fresh new hells to punish someone as worthless as you. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're the rotten
नहीं, मैं blink नहीं करना
that
चाह
I
रहा.
ever fished out of that black muck. And I should have thrown you back and sanitized my paw as soon as I laid eyes on you. But it's too late for that. We're in this together.
ओके, बंद हो गई वो.
Gatekeeper, she'll see right through your fake lies as if they were glass. So I'm gonna ask you again to start from the very beginning. And this time,
I want the truth.
Not this.
ओके.
Now play the C major chord I taught you. Remember?
Come on, keep blinking. I haven't found it yet.
Doesn't that make you feel happy?
ओके.
You know, my father once told
This. Stay here. What did your mother hear on that phone call?
ब्लिंक नहीं करूँगा, ब्लिंक नहीं करूँगा.
I'm getting it. Hello? Yes, of course. This is Elle, his daughter.
I see. She knew she hadn't yet lived up to her father's expectations. And now, she never could. Let's keep going.
Eternally indebted.
What did you just say?
This isn't a trip down memory lane. I need you to...
Oh.
Yes, I understand about the cat. Let's keep... Keep your eyes open. I need to see. Let's try this again.
नहीं बंद करूँगा. Oh, नहीं.
The death of those cats must have taught you a terrifying lesson. That simply being alive wasn't enough. So then you went to work to make yourself sensational.
Listen to him, Richard. I'm enlisting him in that competition.
I thought you said competitions took the joy out of playing music.
Not if you win.
I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened with my mom, I never like hanging out with
Stay here.
I know you want to stay here, man, but we don't have the time.
you. So this has been a big surprise for me.
I'm not.
Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office?
Come on, keep...
We can focus him. Make sure he's staying engaged.
Can you please try to speak a little softer? I really don't want him to hear us talking about this.
I mean, what's the point?
Oh,
What do you mean? What's the point?
अपनी बातें बंद रखनी है.
What does that mean?
What's the point of any of it? If he's never gonna get any better.
Oh,
Okay. Let's not say that. Okay? We know we don't mean it.
I know I don't. I know.
I mean, what if he heard one of us saying something like that?
I'd never forgive myself.
It's okay. He's asleep. But it's okay.
I see. You got sick. You howled at the moon, at the top of your lungs. You were sick for a long time, weren't you? Sicker than healthy kids are supposed to get? Well, no matter how painful it gets, I need you to remember. We're almost at the end of this. I promise.
okay. Game में खत्म होने वाला है. So if you're watching this, make sure you stick to the end.
This isn't video game time. I want you to figure out something actually productive to do while you're home from school.
फिर मैंने sketching ढूंढ ली. ना ऐसा ही है ना?
Try writing with it.
Oh. Hi, Mom.
Well, hello, Benny. It was your grandfather's, but I used it in college to write lyrics.
मैं क्या करूँ उधर? Okay. So artsy.
Exactly. It was very artsy. Actually, I was just good at fooling your dad. Made him think I was some kind of genius.
What do I write
Why don't you
about?
write the story of your life so far? And then what you're going to do once you get better. That's the story I want to hear.
The Great Life of Benjamin Brinks. जहाँ मैं खुद. His childhood was a lonely one. Growing up a strange and quiet child in an isolated seaside town. Okay. His mother was a composer who, with the need to support her family, took a job as an accountant. अरे मैंने गलती से blink कर दिया, sorry.
Man, this is wild. You really got into this, didn't you? Oh, here I am. But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day. First love? Okay.
मैंने घटा दिया इससे पहले
We're going to be in there
कुछ
for
मसले हो
about
रहे
30 minutes. So try to get comfortable.
ओके सर्जरी हो रही है हम लोग की. दिमाग खोलो इसका. MRI हो रही है भाई.
You're doing great, buddy.
नहीं गलती से blink, गलती से sorry, I'm sorry.
You're going to be so annoyed with me, but I couldn't help but overhear Chloe reading loud from what I think was your story the other night. I know. I promised myself I wouldn't eavesdrop, but I would really love to read
अभी नहीं
it
कर
if you
सकता
let
मैं.
me. What do you say? You know I'm such a big fan of anything you do.
नहीं मैंने नहीं किया. अजीब.
Go in there.
इसकी कैलिब्रेशन सही नहीं हुई भाई.
Sorry, I just can't. Not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Just go to bed. I'll talk to you.
Hey, B.
Hello.
Just want you to know that Mom loved your story. She's just, I think it was just very emotional for her to read. But I thought it was great. I mean, look at this. His childhood was a lonely one, growing up a strange and quiet child.
In an isolated seaside town.
Isolated seaside town. I mean, certainly bummed you feel that way. But what I want to know is, where did you learn to write so well? All those cool words. Reads like Dickens.
Benjamin Brinks was a loser. He was the worst Brian to ever live. He didn't even try to fight the disease inside him. He just laid down and died. Oh, हम मर चुके हैं. ऐसा ही है. ये डिजीज है. वायरस. हाँ.
Benny! Ben! Oh God, can you hear me? Richard! Richard, get out!
Literally goosebumps आ रहे हैं.
I think he's unconscious. Call the paramedics now.
Okay, I'm doing it.
मैं मर जाऊंगा।
So, if he's ever in pain, all he needs to do is press.
आंखें बंद करूंगा तभी सुनाई देगी मेरे। शिट यार।
He needs to do is press